in this session, we are going to understand everything from the scratch. Actually, people are coming from the diverse backgrounds. So, how I will take you through the core concepts, like how the Gen AI works by learning from the basics. Like, in order to learn the Gen AI, for sure, everyone has to understand what exactly the Python. Without the Python, I cannot say that you guys will be able to understand. So Python is the foremost important prerequisite in order to get into the Gen AI solutions and all. Okay. So that is the reason I am first of all taking you guys through the Python. Python would be the 20, I mean, it is going to 15 to 20 hours of session. Then after we are getting into the basics of ML, NLP, and then deep learning, followed by the Gen AI. Okay. So most probably this 20 hours, we can say 15 to 20 hours actually. Remaining everything is going to be the 35 to 40 hours of time it will take for you to get it done. Means approximately we can say minimum 50 hours of session you are going to have it. And we are expecting to conduct daily 2 hours of session, guys. Okay. So why Python? Because whatever the things that we are going to train is, I mean, model training or model building, everything is going to be on Python. And do not worry if you are coming from the freshers background or if you are coming from the different technology background, and although whether you are from Java, .NET, whatever it is, one thing I can tell you is that Python is the most easiest language when compared to the remaining other techniques. And one important thing I really wanted to tell you is that those who all are having the fear that, oh, I cannot code, I am not really good at coding, I cannot understand what exactly the coding, I am really confused at coding part and all. No, don't worry, because there are n number of AI tools available in the market. No, I hope you all must be familiar with the Chat GPT, right? So how many of you are utilizing the Chat GPT? May I know how many of you are utilizing in your day-to-day activities the Chat GPT? No one? Just help me in the chat window. Very often, not frequently myself. Okay. Okay. Now, what about the remaining all? Not using the Chat GPT into day-to-day activities? Rohan, yes. All right. Pramod, yes, yes, yes. Avinash, yes. Yeah. So, I mean, why you guys are making use of it? Because it is something which is improving your productivity, correct? Why? Because it is making the solution easy and it is making everything easy for the work. 10 for my work is done by ChatGPT. That's super cool to hear, Pranay. Yeah. So that's what it's something which is changing the entire productivity of the work that whatever we are doing, right? That is one of the Gen AI tool where we are expecting to understand and also experiment it with. So that is what I'm telling. Though if you are not familiar with the Python, if you are really not comfortable, if you are feeling that, oh, I really don't know, Python is something which is hardcore language for me, I cannot understand. No, don't worry. There are n number of AI tools. With a single prompt, you can generate the entire end-to-end solution. Just believe me. Anyways, I will tell you how to even do that also whenever we are discussing about the prompt engineering and all. But I am just providing this information to those who are feeling that they cannot work on the coding part and all these things. Okay. Just keep that in mind. It is not that hard to understand. And most probably, Python is the most easiest language when compared to the other technologies. Okay. So that's what I thought of telling. Okay, so prior getting into the understand, this is what about the durations and all. So before getting into the Gen AI, I just wanted to tell you what exactly the difference of the traditional AI. So before 2022 November, right? So everybody was so much curious to understand what exactly the data science is doing, why the people are very high paid in the market, just considering that the person is data scientist. But now, if you can see in the market, even if the person is, though the person is data scientist, if he or she is not having the skills of Gen AI, companies are not preferring it all. Why? What is the reason behind? What is the difference between the traditional AI and generative AI? Okay, so let's start with a very simple example, guys. I will take you guys through one of the practical examples so that you guys will understand. Okay. So let's start with simple examples to understand the difference between these two. Imagine you are using a recommendation system. What is recommendation system again? Okay, so I hope you all must be using either YouTube or Netflix, correct? Into your day-to-day activity. Not even daily, let's say some or the other way. You must be utilizing the Netflix and also YouTube, correct? So when you finish watching a movie or a TV show or some random reels in your YouTube or Netflix, let's consider Netflix for the time being. Okay. So when you finish watching a movie on the Netflix suggests other titles that you might enjoy. Correct? How this is something called as recommendation system. This recommendation system works using the traditional AI. How it is going to work with the traditional AI. So, how the Netflix is providing the recommendations to us, how exactly it is understanding whether I love to watch the horror movies or whether I love to watch any kind of what to say um, fun movies or any kind of such kind of things, even e-commerce websites too. That is perfect, Rohan. Yeah, I'm just giving the example as a Netflix. Yes, even in the Myntra or Amazon or Flipkart, if you can open and shop something there. So what it will do, let's say for example, if I'm going to Google and I want to search for, let's say pink color shoes, let's say for example, if I'm typing something, okay, I want to get a pink color shoe. I just typed one to understand that, okay, I need pink color shoes. How the model is recommending or how Google is recommending all sorts of pink color shoes, which all are available in the different websites. How it is even possible to the model to understand that. That is where in the back end, the traditional AI comes into the picture. So what it will do actually, it looks at your past viewing habits, whatever you search, either in the Netflix or in the Amazon or whatever it is, and compares them to those of others to predict what you might like next. When I say others, let's say for example, I'm going and searching pink color shoes in the online. Some other person is also typing, let's say some in our class only. Let's say one of the girls started searching for pink shoes with light peach color. Let's say for example, means there is a similarity between the other person's similarities and also my similarities, correct? So in this, what happens? The model will try to compare the similarities between the two persons and group these similar habits person into one cluster. And next time, let's say I bought pink color shoes, along with it, let's say I am buying pink color socks. Okay. So the next time, but this person just buy shoes and she kept quiet. But next time to this person also, the model will try to suggest frequent bought items together. Correct? Where it will start suggesting me, the other people will also buy the pink shoes and also some other anything else if anything is required. Means here, what exactly is happening? Let's say for example other person is trying to search for the black color shoes. So what happens in this, the model will try to understand which all are having the similar interest and similar habits or similar way of thinking based on, let's say for example, how many of the Amazon customers are there daily. Let's say for example, minimum to minimum 5 lakhs of the end users will use the Amazon, right? Out of all these 5 lakh people, just imagine how many will be having the similar mindset like you. Based on that, the model will start clustering the group of people together, telling that, hey, this particular group of people are interested in finding the matches towards the pen, and this particular group of people are interested in buying the black color shades, and this particular people are interested in buying the purple color. Let's say, for example, these all are the three we are having. So the model will start clustering the different groups of people. Let's say we identified around approximately 2 lakh people are interested in buying the pink, and let's say, for example, approximately 1.5 lakh interested in buying the black, and the remaining all are interested in purple, let's say. Okay. So now you guys can understand, out of 5 lakh customers on day-to-day basis, when Amazon is comparing the individual interest and also individual's information, just imagine the people who all are searched for the pink color shoes are 2 lakhs in number. Means it will collect the data of all these 2 lakhs people together. And let's say I purchased only shoe. Then I will try to have a match finding of socks, and then I will try to have a match finding of my kurta and also then earrings. Means everything I want it in a pink color shade, let's say, for example. So based on the other end user shopping criteria, the e-commerce website will start suggesting you, telling that, "Hmm, for this particular thing, the other people also buying this thing. Are you interested in it? You can take it." I mean, it will start giving the suggestions. Means that suggestion is something called as a recommendation system. That's where, whether if it is of the e-commerce website or if it is of any kind of YouTube channel or any kind of Netflix, you are getting the suggestions out of it. It looks at your past viewing habits and it will compare them to those of the other users who all are in the same cluster or same interest. And then it will compare them with these people. It's like a very sophisticated pattern match. It's excellent at recognizing patterns in your preferences and suggesting content or the items based on those patterns. But it does not create new content or change its behavior based on the new trends. It's only work within the data it has been trained on. That is all about the traditional AI. So, technically speaking, with the same example, whatever I discussed, basically the traditional AI systems, like whether if it is of the e-commerce websites like Myntra, Amazon, or Flipkart, or the Netflix recommendation engine, whatever it is, these are designed to perform specific tasks based on the predefined rules as well as patterns. When I say predefined rules, as I mentioned, now it will consider the only relevant cluster information, means they are designed in such a way that they are expected to perform the specific task based on the only predefined rules. They cannot go beyond that particular pattern. They use the historical data as well as algorithms. What is the historical data here? The user preferences, whatever the end user is using here. Here, this 2 lakhs customer information can be used as an historical data, or the other customer information can also be used as a historical data. Means it is trying to understand the people's preferences to make the predictions or the decisions. But their capabilities are limited to the patterns that they have been trained to recognize. It means it is limited. It will not go beyond with this predefined rule. To be honest, before 2022 November, this was the extraordinary system. It is outperforming system. No other things can beat it actually. That was a beauty before 2022 November because it is a highest technology. The excellent tasks that improve the patterns and also recognizing the data and they perform the data analysis. But whenever the Gen AI came into the picture, we identified that the data analysis can be done, but this traditional systems are not capable of generating the new content or ideas beyond their training data. When I say training data, okay, I have been telling the training data, right? So what exactly this training data? Let's say this is your model, or let's say, for example, you can take it as a Netflix account or whatever it is, okay? We can consider that this particular model or the Netflix account got exposed to the huge amount of the data. Let's say we collected 2 lakhs of viewing history of the information of the end users, means it is like history, previous history of the end users. So I collected this information, and let's say I am feeding this data to the model, telling that go and learn something. How the model understands basically. Okay, I know when I say model will start learning, understanding with the data and all, you may feel something which is different to understand if you are coming from the completely new to this. Okay, let me give you with a simple example. So let's say, for example, if I am coming and telling that there is a small child who is just 3 years of old, who started answering the queries for the queries like what is your name and also what is your age, for such kind of questions. So let's say, for example, this baby girl was taught with some questions. One is, what is your name? If we are asking this question, let's say she is telling her name is Arha, and if somebody is coming and asking what is your age, then she is telling, let's say, 3 years old. That's it. She knows only these two concerns, nothing apart, let's say, for example. Means, let's say, her mama taught only these two things in this case. So, somebody is coming and asking this 3 years old baby girl, hey, what is your name? He will be able to understand, okay, the other person is asking me what is my name. So my name is Arha. Then she will tell that, okay, my name is Arha. Then if somebody is coming and asking, what is your age? Again, she will repeat, my age is 3 years. I'm 3 years old. But what if somebody is coming and asking, where do you stay? Is she able to answer? Yes or no? Is she able to answer? That's okay. Anything is fine. Just let me know the information. As per your knowledge, is she able to answer this query? No, obviously, exactly. Why? Because this baby girl just started learning the things, right? She just started understanding the things, whatever her mama told and provided the information. If you are going beyond the questions, the baby girl will not able to understand, as because she is still in the learning phase of the things and concepts. If you can understand the same concept into the data science, let's say, for example, now let's replace this 3 years baby girl Arha as a model. Okay. Now you are feeding this model with the 2 lakhs of records. Now you can consider, which includes all sorts of information about only. Let's say, for example, we are training this with the Netflix data. Or let's say, for example, okay, let's consider the Amazon data, which includes the product ID, what kind of product that you are buying, and also what is the location and what is the size and what is the delivery code and what is the brand it is having. Let's say we are having such sort of information. Okay. So, but we are having 2 lakhs of record, guys. Okay. Now I am feeding this data to the model and I am asking the model to learn. Same like, however, the 3 years old baby girl Arha learned the things from her mother, this model also started learning from these 2 lakhs records. And whenever I am going and asking what are the different sizes, or let's say, for example, pink color shoes, or let's say pink color kurta, or kurta with um okay, pink color kurta, if I'm searching, and let's say, for example, if I'm searching for this kurta, it will start providing me the relevant information on the website, telling that, hey, these all are the things I'm having the availability. Do you like to buy one? So let's say, for example, again, I'm asking one of the product. Let's say, for example, as I mentioned, it's Amazon. Let's say, for example, I am searching for Apple 15 Pro Max. I want to buy, let's say, for example, okay. I'm searching for this particular. It will start providing the recommendations along with the Pro Max, Apple Pro Max. The other people also buying the case and also charger and also earphones, all sorts of suggestions it will start providing me, right? So what if I am going to ask the query which is out of the box of this 2 lakhs records? Now, as we know, Amazon is able to understand all sorts of products. But what if to this model, I am going to ask a query, what is the price of house in Hyderabad location? Is it able to understand what am I speaking? Is it able to understand what am I speaking here? If I'm I train the model with the Amazon data, which includes the product information, product structure, and what kind of product that we are getting and all, and it will start predicting the information based on the relevant information. But what if I'm going and asking the out of boundary question? Is it able to answer or no? That's okay, even if it is right or wrong. Yes, why it is not able to answer? Because it is completely irrelevant information where the model got trained to some other information, which includes the Amazon data. But now you are going and asking, which is out of boundary. In simple words, I can tell you guys got trained on one of the particular technology, but in the interview, you were addressed with some other technology which you are not aware of it. Were you able to answer it? Obviously, no, correct? That is what exactly the traditional AI models will do. Means with the whatever the training data that we have provided, the model will start learning this particular information. And then if the queries are relevant to that particular data, the model will start addressing that information. But if you are going beyond this particular data, the model will never understand. It simply tells no proper predictions. But that is where Gen AI came into the picture. This is a traditional approach, but Gen AI is doing altogether wonders in the market. Whether you are asking a queries relevant to the data that you trained or not, the model is able to understand all sorts of information. That's where the difference of the traditional and Gen AI comes into the picture. Okay, so now let's think about a different scenario. Suppose, let's say you have a tool that can write the stories. If you are going and asking, hey, I want to create a story which I'm interested in, or let's say I want to write a fun story, or I want to create some image, or I want to write something in the English, or I want to write something in Telugu, or I want to write something in Kannada, let's say, for example, whatever the language it is, you can consider. Okay. So in this particular case, we never know. Let's imagine you never know what sorts of the information the model has been trained. But what are the query that you are raising? You are individuals are having different queries. Let's say I want the model to write a Python code for me. I'm asking write a Python code to add two complex numbers. I'm asking this queries at the first shot. Okay. In the first attempt, I'm asking this query. And in the next attempt, I'm asking one other different query. Um, Help me with a joke on ChatGPT. Let's say, for example, I'm asking this query. And then I'm asking, please create, ignore my spelling mistakes, an image of elephant riding the bicycle, let's say. Okay. And then I'm going to ask one more query. Let's say, for example, what is the medicine used for headache? Let's say, for example. And then again, I'm asking, what is the house price of 2 BHK in Secunderabad, let's say, for example. And then again, I'm asking one more query. What is the frequently bought item together with Apple 15 Pro Max, let's say, for example. You can go and ask all these questions to ChatGPT, guys. It will never say a single no for you for whatever the questions that you raised till then. Why? Any idea? Anyone? That's okay. Even if it is of the wrong answer, also, that's fine. You guys can let me know. But tell me, guys, why? What is the reason that the chat GPT is able to answer everything? Anyone? Yes, exactly, Rizwan. The model is vast. What is mean by model is vast? Okay. Okay, here I have a query. Can we say that GenAI is still recommendation system? Is it correct to assume that the difference training data for a GenAI model is much exactly, Karthik? That is true. We can. We use it for the recommendation. Actually, there are use cases already there in the market with the GenAI recommendations, not with the traditional AI. Yeah, yeah. Anyone else? Why the model is able to provide the answers, or sorry, why the chat GPT is able to provide the answers for all the queries without saying no? Anyone? That's okay, guys. Even if it is of wrong, that's fine. Not a problem. But just let me know. Training data is more, so knowledge is more. Absolutely fantastic, Rizwan. Okay, all right. Let me explain. Here, we have been discussing. First, initially, we started the training data to this 3 years old girl, whoever is Arha, just two queries initially, right? And then, is it trained on almost the data? I will exactly, Janavi. That's so perfect answer. Yes, exactly. Here, initially, we tried with the 3 years old baby girl, which we provided only two queries. And then we made the model to understand 2 lakhs of records. Because of the 2 lakhs records, whatever the data it has been trained, the model is able to answer. But next time, when we are provided coming to the generative AI, yes, it is a Wikipedia data, it is able to understand everything because the training data was included entire Wikipedia data. Means it is trained on the entire internet, guys. Now you guys can imagine just here, where is three questions? Okay, forget about the baby girl first. Where is 2 lakhs of records? Or even you can consider the 10 lakhs also. But just imagine this Gen AI models, whatever the chat GPT that you have been using into your day-to-day activities, it got trained on 175 billions of parameters, guys. Now you guys can understand. Just imagine 175 billions of parameters. Just imagine 175 billions of parameters of the entire internet data. That is Wikipedia data. Now you guys can understand what is the capability of this particular model, who got trained on the entire internet data. That's where the model is able to understand and can provide whatever the query that you are asking. Means what exactly is happening? If we can consider the same baby girl, if you can train everything to this baby girl, she will start remembering the things and she will start answering the things. Same like that, the traditional ML models also will work. Whatever the data that you will train, the model will learn. Here also same thing happened. But the only difference comes here is that the data that it got trained because of the huge amount of the internet data, it is nowhere restricted, telling that, hey, you should get trained only with the Amazon data. Hey, you should get only trained with the house price data. You should only get trained with this particular Netflix data. No, nowhere it is restricted. It got exposed to the entire internet data, that is Wikipedia data. That's where whatever the queries that you're asking, whether you're asking about the medicine, or you're asking for the house price, or you're asking for kind of any jokes or any kind of programming, it is capable enough to address those things. That is where Gen AI became so much popular into this particular world nowadays. Means, unlike the traditional AI, it doesn't just work with the existing patterns. It is having the capability and ability to create the new content by learning from its entire huge internet data, that whatever 175 billions of parameters that get trained. Let's say, for example, if I am completely new to the one language, let's say, okay, here I have a query, or these 175 billion parameters, the final ones are still the numbers adding. Yes, the latest models are adding on top of this numbers. That whatever I provided is GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is a free of version, Rizwan. It is always adding on top of it. In the initial phases, I know how many of you have tried, but if you guys have seen the GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is of the free version of the chat GPT. In the initial phases, if you guys have seen, the model was not able to address the latest queries. I mean, the internet data. It used to tell that I have knowledge up to only 2022 January. It used to tell this. Beyond that, whatever was happened, it doesn't know about it actually. But nowadays, OpenAI guys improved the strategy to understand the latest trends also in the market, to understand the live data, train the model in such a way. Right now, even if you're going and asking the queries, the model is now capable enough to address because of the latest addition of the code. Whatever the 175 billions of parameter I mentioned, which is of the GPT 3.5 Turbo of the free version to the every end user. But now they are adding on top of it with the additional data with the latest information in the market. Good that you got this point, Rizwan. Thank you. Appreciate it. And based on this input features, whatever the queries that you are asking, the model is able to learn. Let's say, for example, I am from Hyderabad. I don't know Kannada. Let's say, for example, I am completely new to it. I don't know anything about the Kannada language. Okay, but I just know only the basics. Like, if somebody is coming and telling, do you know? Okay. So here I have a message, Sri Prakash. It picks from seeded data. Yes, exactly, Sri. Whatever the data is newly added, if you are asking the queries from that particular thing, it will pick from that particular newly added data. Correct. Okay, so let me come back here. If, as I mentioned, I am from Hyderabad state, I know only Telugu, but I don't know Kannada, let's say, for example. But I just know only one sentence that I don't know Kannada, which can be called as Kannada Gottilla. Okay, I just know that language. I just know that one sentence, let's say, for example. If I want to learn this, what I will do, I will go and learn the patterns, and based on that, I will start understanding. As a human brain, you are having this capability. But if the model got trained and exposed to only the Telugu language, let's say, I mean, I'm not being biased towards anything. I'm just giving you guys the example. Okay. Don't consider that, okay, why she is keep on taking only Telugu, Kannada, all that such kind of things. No, I'm just giving you the example. Okay. Let's say, for example, the model trained only with one particular data. Let's assume for this time, only Telugu language, let's say. Okay. If the model got trained with the Telugu data, the model is able to answer only Telugu related information. It will never understand Kannada, it will never understand Hindi, though it will never understand even Tamil language also, correct? As a human, what you will do or what I will do if I want to learn that, based on the existing knowledge, based on the some of the other resources, I'll start learning the things, correct? Even Gen AI models are also having the capability to learn from the existing data. Whatever the data it is having within its information, it is capable enough to understand the patterns and even able to create the new things also. That is the beauty of Gen AI. As I said, unlike the traditional AI, this does not just work only with the existing patterns like Telugu or whatever the language it got trained. It has the ability to create new content by learning from this vast amount of the training data, the underlying structures as well as patterns. It can generate the text, it can generate the images, it can even generate the music and even many more based on what it has learned from this 175 billions of the Wikipedia data. This capability comes from the advanced models like GPT. What exactly the GPT? Generative pre-trained transformers. You have been hearing the chat GPT kind of thing, right? What exactly the GPT here? The GPT is nothing but generative pre-trained model. That's where the model is having the understanding of every other technology as well as every other information. And these models learn the patterns in the data during the training and then uses knowledge to produce the new as well as unique outputs that were not explicitly present in the training data. This is where the difference comes in between the traditional as well as advanced Gen AI techniques. That's what exactly companies wants to do, because here if you are going with the traditional applications or traditional implementation, you are expected to train the data from the scratch, train the model from the scratch. You will have to collect the data, you will have to feed the data to the model has to learn, and then model has to generate. But with the existing pre-trained model, the companies want to utilize the pre-trained model with this huge amount of the data, and they want to build their own insights, whether you are coming from the banking domain, whether you are coming from the retail domain, or you are coming from the healthcare domain, whatever it is. They just wanted to make use of this pre-trained model to reduce their burden of whatever they are training everything from the scratch. Let's say, for example, if I'm coming and telling you this Netflix model prediction, I may take approximately 7 to 8 months, let's say, if I'm telling that. But by using the Gen AI, I can complete the task hardly within 15 to 20 days. Okay, if you are experimenting like, productionization and all, hardly you can consider 3 months, but it will not go beyond this. That's what exactly the companies are looking. Companies are looking forward for the people who can work on the Gen AI solutions to improve their productivity. Why? What do they do? Because of the nature of the pre-trained environment of the models are having the capability to improve the solutions of the provided data. They will reduce the time and increase the productivity. That is what every organization want, correct? So if somebody is coming and telling you with 2 years of experience also you will get 10 lakhs of what is a package, do you reject it? Obviously no. That's what even the companies also want. The companies are looking forward for the candidates who can implement the Gen AI solutions with the less time and also with the high accuracy. That's where Gen AI is focusing more and more and more in the market. And I really wanted to tell you something about the market strategies before understanding what are the topics that we are going to cover. Okay. First, this is what actually Gen AI is, guys. This is what we are going to learn in the coming sessions. As a part of demo, I just wanted to take a pause here. And if you guys are having any doubt, you can let me know. But parallelly, I will open what is the training structure, what are the concepts that I'm going to provide. I will explain you. But before that, in case if you guys are having any doubts, you can let me know. I'll take a pause. Yes, Sri, Python is mandate. I hope you guys can see my Excel sheet, correct? Can someone please confirm? Great. Thank you so much. Uh, Pavan, our respective team will come back to you on the pricing strategy and all. Okay. Our team will connect with you post this demo. What role we can play after learning Gen AI? Will I be a fresher being? No, no, no. No, Rizwan. I will tell you what are the roles and responsibilities that you're going to provide. Okay. I'll just come back there. I'll address your query. Yeah, so these are the topics that I'm going to cover as part of training, guys. I mean, this is from the Gen AI and Python. I did not open it yet. So I will provide first Python and then come back here. I am from non-IT and I don't have knowledge of Java or Python platforms. Will I be able to get through this course? Yes, Karthik, you will be able to, because Python is something, as I mentioned, this is the most easiest language when compared to the other technologies. You can learn Python easily. And the more important thing I can tell you, see, to be honest, I can tell you, I have seen the candidates coming from the MBA. I have seen the candidates coming from the diverse background also to learn the Gen AI, because this is something which is not restricted to any of the fields telling that okay, if you know computer science then only you can join. No, Not at all, because as we is considering the AI tools in the market, everybody started learning and implementing the applications also. And for sure, I can tell you, if you are able to understand the Python, it would be easy. Anyways, that's the reason we are going to train the Python also for your workaround. That, that's enough. Basic computers, that's still enough, Karthik, I can tell. Okay. And this is what the things that I'm going to cover, guys. Introduction to Gen AI. It includes all sorts of AI, ML, deep learning, the prerequisites, and also then I will be taking you guys through the NLP and deep learning information, and then Gen AI models and what exactly the large language model is. And then I will be explaining the prompt engineering strategies to get the code to be done. And then I will be explaining the life cycle of the Gen AI models, how they are going to work and all. And then I will be explaining what kind of different embedding techniques and different chunk matrices and how to externally add the data to the LLM model, that is by using the RAG and also then LangChain. And then we are going to understand the Llama index and vector databases and how to fine tune the LLM using our own data and LLMs on cloud. Those who ask me like Azure OpenAI or AWS Bedrock, as I mentioned, we are going to understand Amazon Bedrock as well as OpenAI, and then different AI tools to work around. So these all are the topics that I'm going to cover in the upcoming classes. But initially, I'll be starting with the basic Python skills so that you guys will understand from the scratch also without having any kind of confusion and all. Will I be able to train on real-time projects? Yes, Karthik. So along with the things, whatever I mentioned, I am going to provide end-to-end project also from the Gen AI as per the company standards, not like with only the theoretical parts and all nothing as such. You are going to get the end-to-end projects, two end-to-end projects I will provide here. Sri, post the completion of the class, what I'll be doing is that I will be providing the coding parts to you so that you guys can practice on it, so that you will be getting an understanding how the practical things will go and all. Okay? Yeah. So here is the Python related information also. I'm going to explain from the basics, from the scratch, setting up the IDE to control statements, Python list and tuples and functions, dictionaries, libraries, and data pre-processing. These are the prerequisites, the basic things which you need to have in order to learn the Gen AI. So basic things I'm going to explain so that you will not get confused when we are discussing about the Gen AI projects and all. So these are the topics that I am going to cover. And I said I wanted to give you one information about the Gen AI market strategy, right? So I just wanted to give you one information about the salaries. Those who you must be having this query in your mind, right? So how the salary structure will go and how we are getting the jobs and what are the different roles and responsibilities. Coming to the roles and responsibilities, guys, I can tell you, as a Gen AI developer, let's say, for example, you are telling somebody's coming from the 5 years of experience, somebody's coming from 10 years, somebody's coming from 15 years. You no need to start it as a fresher. You can add it as a new skill to the existing skill set. You can do some POCs, whatever the POCs that I'm going to explain in the class. You can keep it as projects in your resume, and then you can start marketing your resume telling that these all are the projects I worked on. Are the jobs available for freshers? Yes, Shravan. Actually, the companies are looking for the candidates with the new talents and also with the new learning capabilities also. I'm going to tell about, guys, just give me a moment. Let me complete about the jobs and all and then come back to the queries window. Okay, just allow me a moment. I'm really sorry. Okay, so Gen AI in the recent past, it is becoming as a game changer across the industries, whether if it is of the technical, finance, IT, healthcare, or entertainment, whichever the field it is. The surge in innovation is driving a high demand for professionals with the expertise in this Gen AI field, actually. I will tell you, if you are joining as a Gen AI specialist, let's say in India, or if it is in UI. In India, let me come first. As a Gen AI specialist, typically you can earn minimum to minimum 15 lakhs to 30 lakhs per year with having a skill set of at least 3 to 4 years of experience. Okay. So those with significant experience and also expertise, especially in leading roles or with highly specialized skills, the salaries can even exceed 40 lakhs also. There are companies who all are offering even for the 5 to 6 years of experience also they are offering. And coming to the data scientists and Gen AI are not the different skills again. They are similar only. The traditional data scientist in India is generally earning, let's say, for example, if you are joining with 2 years or 3 years of experience, you will be drawing around 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs per year. While this is competitive salary, but the Gen AI specialist is earning more with the Gen AI skills. That is where the difference. And coming to the remaining other technologies, you all are familiar, right? If you are coming from Java background or .NET background or any of the technologies, the salaries are may range between the 4 lakhs or 3.5 lakhs to up to even 8 lakhs for the 2 to 3 years of experience. Okay. So these are the different things that we are having, guys. So I suggest still I will encourage you guys to understand coming to the roles and responsibilities because of the high demand and also talent scarcity that industries are actually working for the Gen AI candidates and basically companies also will not sure how exactly we can implement the solution. That's where everywhere there is a talent scarcity in the market where the rapid development and also deployment of Gen AI technologies mean there is significant shortage of the qualified professionals. Companies are offering higher salaries to attract and retain a top talent who is having the Gen AI skills. And there are so many innovative projects coming up. Working in Gen AI is involves like multiple boundaries, like whether you are coming from the finance department, retail, healthcare, whatever the department that you are coming from. This not only makes the work exciting, but also places you at a forefront of technology innovation, I can say. Coming to the career growth, if you can ask me, as a Gen AI continues to evolve, because if you guys can see from last 2020 to November, everything is revolving with ChatGPT, correct? Now you guys can understand the opportunities for career advancements are very, very vast. Being skilled in this Gen AI positions you for future leadership roles and high earning potentials. That is something which I can assure actually. Okay. And coming to the roles and responsibilities, if you are a senior person, you no need to start it as a fresher, but you will be adding on top of it with the existing skills. You will be starting your earning as a Gen AI engineer also. If you want to get into the developer role, where you will be going and working with the coding parts, also you will be gathering the business requirement and understanding the pain points and then developing the solutions. Or if you want to get into the leadership role, let's say for example, you will be interacting with the business teams to understand how can we leverage the Gen AI skills to provide the solutions for their projects and all. So these kind of information and roles and responsibilities that you are doing, you no need to go or start your career as a fresher. You can add this technology as a new skill set to your more resume, guys. Okay, that is what you can do. You no need to start it as a fresher. Including recordings, is there any material? Yes, Pramod. You will be receiving the training material along with the coding things, and whatever the coding I am teaching in the class, that is also you will be receiving, and also training material, individual, some modules and all these things you will be getting. All right. If any more doubts, you guys can let me know. Otherwise, we will wind up the session for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. In case if you guys are having any doubts, thanks, everyone. Have a good day.